This is the tremolo we're going to be putting on this guitar. It's a 6-point trem. It's a cheapo trem to some of you guys, but it's an old one that actually is all steel. And that block, I don't know if you can see it there with the lighting and everything, but there are no screws holding that block to this plate. It's all one piece. Okay? So maybe you can see it on this side because there's less metal in the way of the angle. There's a seam there. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a seam there of chrome. That means this whole thing was dipped as one piece. Okay, so I expect this is actually going to be a pretty good tremolo for this, and I believe it's the one that came with the body when I got the body. So we are going to try and use it again. It's definitely not the one that came with this body because there are just way too many. There were just way too many holes here that I had to fill up. So next time you see me, I'm going to have strings on this bridge. They're going to be running up here, and they're going to be connected to the tuners. And we'll be able to line it all up. I'll have everything set up for that. All right, so while I was off camera, I realized there was a problem with the neck humbucker and, well, the neck. See if you can see that. All right. This is the pickup ring, right? Obviously, that's kind of how they look. I had to take the back of the one ring off on the neck because the 24th fret comes up as a lip, and I couldn't get the ring underneath it, so I had to remove that. And while I was doing that, I was getting a little, I guess you'd call it creative, so I decided the creative juices were flowing, so I decided to go ahead and set everything else up. I laid 2 strings. All right, so we got the 2 strings so we can line up the bridge. And then I actually went ahead and marked that. My apologies for getting ahead, but I was in the flow, you know what I'm saying? And so now what we're going to do is we're going to put the pickups in, and then we're going to mark those as well. And then we're going to take everything out, and we're going to drill all the holes, and then we're going to mount everything. Let's do this. When you're putting the pickups in the guitar body, you always got to make sure that you put the neck in first, because you got to be able to run the wires from the neck through the bridge into the cavity. So always do that one first. You just need to make sure that the pickups are going to be, the pole pieces are going to be over the strings, under the string. You got to make sure that you put in the right pickup in the right position. They are different. All right, they really are different because of the different string spacing where the neck pickup is. Right, the strings tend to get, the space between the string, the low E and the high E string gets wider and wider as you keep getting closer to the bridge, right? So you need to have a slightly wider pole piece spacing on the pickup and the bridge than you do in the neck. That's not working, so we need something else. All right. That's all set. Take these back out. Time for some pilot holes. All right, so we're all set now to get ready to do some drilling. I'm using drafting tape. This is tape with very little stickiness to it that has paper. All right, it's not plasticky, it's just real paper, so that it tears easy and it comes up easy, doesn't leave residue. This is the kind of stuff you should be using when you're doing a guitar body. right. These are the screws that we're going to be using to install the bridge. This is the size bit I need. I'm not going to give you an exact measurement. What I'm going to tell you is that you need to always use a bit that's about half the diameter of the shaft of the screw that you're making a hole for. All right. You don't want to end up making it too big, obviously, right? So that's the guide, half the diameter. All right. I've also taken the liberty of measuring out the depth that I need and putting a piece of tape on my drill bit. All right. Now, cross your fingers with me and hope I get this right. Otherwise, we'll be doing this all over again. Let's test the alignment. The alignment's good. So far, so good. And that should be good. Oof. Okay, I can take these strings off now, and then we'll take a look at the holes. Okay, so now it's time to put the bridge in place. And yes, we're putting black screws in a chrome 6-point tremolo. This is what I was able to find right around. All right. Now I'm trying to get them low enough that they hold it in place well, but they don't interfere with the pivot. You don't want to go down too low because then you'll just basically be helping to pin the bridge in place. We don't want that with a tremolo bridge. They feel pretty good now. Okay. There you go, the bridge is in place. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm sorry, I did say I was going to show you guys all the holes after they were drilled, post-drilling. Well, apologies, but now at least you're going to get to see this much. Okay, so now we're going to put the springs on the tremolo. Okay, we got one. There we go. That's going to hold that for now. By the way, real quick look. This is the tremolo back plate I have. It's actually a white one. And I didn't want to keep it white, obviously, so what I did was I threw a little bit of the RIT stain on there and let it dry. I did 2 quick, easy coats, just not trying to drag anything off, you know, just trying to be light, very light and delicate. And then I put some True Oil over the top, 2 quick coats of that, and that's it. So now it kind of looks like wood grain, doesn't it? So it's not really, really dark, but it has the look. Unfortunately, I'll be drilling new holes for that when it comes time. But, okay, so now it's starting to look like a guitar. I'm gonna get the screws out because I'm not exactly sure where they are, and I'll be right back. I'm gonna pause you guys here.